I am readjusting because it wouldn't be a Facebook Live without Gizzy, and he's taken a new position today because apparently my side of the couch is much more comfortable. Hello everybody, Hutchie, welcome. Wednesday night we're here and spring is in the air. Yesterday I was wearing a t-shirt and today I am in a woolen jumper. That is spring on the border. All right, so today I'm gonna get a little bit vulnerable. My social media post, if you saw it today on Instagram, said, never stop learning. Now, I didn't reinvent the wheel. I didn't rewrite the Bible. You have all heard that before. People might have thought it's cliche. You might have skimmed right over it. Never stop learning. We've heard it before. I'm going to get real with you. I am going to tell you why that really means something to me. I'm going to tell you some real life, vulnerable, vulnerable moments that have happened in my business in the last 12 months as a direct result of some things that I've learned, and explain why it's a complete non-negotiable in my life to learn something every single day. So first of all, learning. It does not mean sitting in the basement with your books open, studying for hours on end. I'm not talking about that. So this is not just about professional development. Learning, it could be self-help, personal development, learning a new skill. It can be any of those categories. And it doesn't have to be boring. So to put a spin on that, because of the high intensity of how I am in my job and my work, when I get home at night, which is usually pretty late, if I am to read a book, and this is hilarious, it's actually embarrassing. If I am to read a book when I get home for my learning every day, if I read for more than about 20 minutes, I will fall asleep. Like, it's actually like a disease. I'm like that out. So I do a lot of my learning as fun. Unless I'm on holidays on the beach in Fiji and I can read a book, I mix it up. And it has never been so easy to learn as it is now. So a lot of what I do to make it fun is I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I do that when I'm walking this guy. It means that I'm starting the day amazing and I'm learning something. Now, a lot of the time, if I'm having a really challenging time at work and I'm in this really, busy brain space, I can't handle heavy podcasts. So I listen to a lot of interviews, people interviewing other entrepreneurs or interesting people, because everybody's got a story we can learn from. So that's really making it fun. Don't think that learning is boring. You can make it really fun. It can be doing a pottery class somewhere, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back to that, but I'm gonna give you some really vulnerable, truthful examples that are probably business secrets of things that I have implemented, and this is just in the last 10, 12 months, that gives you an idea why learning is so important and why it is a complete non-negotiable for me in my everyday life. So, number one, about 10 months ago, I was at a private conference. It was invitation only. And I listened to this lady, hi Amy, I listened to this lady called Rachel Botsman speak, and she was extremely interesting. And she spoke about how in this really digital and computerized world, when we don't have as much customer service anymore, the rules of trust have changed. And she spoke about that for a long time and how people just trust an Uber driver when they've never heard of them before because they find them online. But taking all of that aside, that one sentence that she said, she said, the rules of trust have changed in a digital era. It was that one thing that I learned, that I took away from that conference, that made me go away, sit and really work out my business goals and visions and my core values. It was based on that one saying that she said that I established my core values for my business, because I always reinvent them every few years to make sure that I'm sitting comfortable in them. And it was that one sentence that I was really able to sit there for a while and work out that my core values of reliability, integrity, and competence. That's the things that I'm going to have in my business to ensure that I create trust in a digital world, okay? So all of that planning that went behind those core values that I then taught to my staff, and that they know that that's what we do and they're represented to our clients so that they can trust us, came from this one 10-second sentence that I heard somebody say, all right? So classic example of learning right there, how it implemented and changed my future of the business. And that has been huge for our success. Those core values, they're up on the wall, people know them, clients know, and it came from there, all right? I've got some other great ones. There's a book, and this is why it's part of my everyday. There's a really good book called Disrupt You by Jay Samit. And I only read about 15 pages because, you know, like Peter, I fall asleep otherwise. And I read about 15 pages and I sat there and I mulled on it. Gizzy and I were hanging out, and as I do, I just mulled on it. And that's what learning can be. Being in the space with what you're thinking about, that's learning. Read 10 pages and learn it. But something inside of me clicked, and it inspired me to go looking in other industries to see what they do. So these are industries that have nothing to do with my industry. Industries other than mine. So I'll give you an example of where I went, but completely different to my industry. I went and looked at what they do to see what I could bring into my industry to disrupt my industry. Hi AH, so comfy. Can you see his curl behind? So what I looked at, that one sentence in that book, you know, it was 10 pages that I read. It was one sentence that I went, and it was at that aha moment. And I went looking in all under industries about what I could bring into my industry to really shake up and disrupt my industry. And now this is going to sound so simple, but it has been key, absolute key to our success this year. Your beautician. Hands up those of you that love a beautician where you can book online. Like, I do not have time to book my eyebrow appointments during the day. And that's why I went, I need to have online booking. Now, this might sound like, oh yeah, what a big deal. Everyone's got online booking. As far as I know to date, for as much as I've done, I am the only conveyancer in Australia that provides online booking appointments, that create automatic Zoom links for face-to-face appointments or in-office appointments as well. And I got that idea from 15 pages that I read in a book, and it made me go searching through other industries to see what I could bring in to completely disrupt my industry. So I've just looked at something simple that someone else is doing, online booking. Clients want to speak to me in a video, boom, Zoom link hooked up, we're talking face to face. And as I said, I'm still yet to find any other conveyancer or solicitor in all of Australia that has that available. And I think if I haven't got time to book my eyebrow appointment during business hours, clients don't have time to phone my office and book their appointments to see me, and they're far more important. So this is why learning. This is just another thing that came to me from everyday learning. It's just those little aha moments. So this is why I'm trying to tell you that I'm not just rewriting the Bible. I'm not just coming at you with why learning and self-development is important. These are real life examples that have shaped my business. And I'm giving away some pretty big secrets here. I'm sure, you know, some people are thinking I would never give away those business secrets. One of my mentors, Danelle Delgado, who is in the States, and I hope she gets to watch this live when the time zones match up. She said one day to me, and this was kind of just in passing, it wasn't actually directed at me, but it was what I took from it. She said to me, time is her greatest asset. And then she went on to say about how she used her time better than everybody else and led to her success and blah, 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 blah. And all of that journey that she spoke about was amazing, but it was that one thing that she said. She said time was her greatest asset. And I thought, if time is her greatest asset, then what can I do for my clients to give them more time and again, disrupt the industry? So it was from that point in time that I went about researching what I can do to go ahead and create more time for my clients. Oh, sorry, that bit was a bit boring. No, I think he's a bit hot. He was a bit too close. And I went around finding the right database that I could bring in that no one else had and that was really new for my very large entrepreneur clients who needed more time. And I did. So what I have now is for those clients, they can all log in 24 hours a day. They can log in and check the status of every single one of their files. So to give you an example, if I'm acting for a developer who has 100 blocks of land that he's selling, any time of the day, day or night, he can log in. He can see a list of important stages that happen during a file, settlement dates, when he's going to get his money, etc. And he can check all of that. It's saving time for him, which means that he is making more money. Now that came to me in a learning session. Yeah. And this is what I'm talking about. So when I say never stop learning, I'm giving you example. Oh my God. I know why Gizmo moved. He just did a ripper. I'm so sorry. That is almost blinding. That is Facebook Live right there. Whoo! Well, at least he didn't do it next to me. So, learning. And it doesn't have to be boring, yeah? So, what I like to do, if I am brain dead, and I get it, we are busy, you are brain dead. If I'm brain dead, you know what I do? I go back and I find someone else's Facebook Live and I watch it. And you don't know everything. So sometimes I might watch a Facebook Live and I go, I knew a bit of this, but you know what? Sometimes they'll say something that you already know, but it was tucked back in the filing cabinet back here and you forgot it. And so it brings to the forefront again. So my personal development, I have always been really big on learning, but the last 12 months I have upped my personal development tenfold. And it is 100% non-negotiable for me, non-negotiable. I do 30 to 60 minutes every single day without fail. I haven't stopped my work production at all. My exercise hasn't stopped. My family time hasn't stopped. What has happened is my business is continuing to catapult. My brain is continually fed. I have creative. I am always thinking. And it also gives you more confidence in, with that knowledge, because confidence is knowledge and you're bringing that on. And when I talk about personal development, I'm not just talking about the normal everyday things that I do to learn my industry. Sometimes I'm talking about my good friends at Commander. They are amazing at teaching personality types. I know my personality type inside and out, but they teach different personality types so that I can understand why a client is reacting the way that they do. It might not make sense to me. I might think, why would you say that? Or why are they reacting like that? But through that personal development of learning someone else's personality type, I was able to learn how that person was reacting, the way they were thinking, and also how then I can mirror that and coach them through the next stage. I bet you've brought time back. I have brought time back. I've almost 10 years in business and I'm always learning. I have always been big on learning because I've always wanted to be a pioneer and be at the front. But this is why I wanted to get raw with you and say, look, I'm not just putting a quote out there saying, learn, you'll get better. I wanted to give you those real life examples, which I did, that have changed my business, catapulted it to where it is now. I was already successful. You've seen where it is now. And being able to filter that through the girls that work for me and create that knowledge for them and support them so that they can learn too. And I wanted to give you an opportunity to go, Peter didn't just pull that quote to never stop learning from a Hallmark card. It means something. These are classic examples. I wrote those 3 examples down. They happened in the last 10 months from little learning that I did. Most of them while I was walking Gizmo and listening to a podcast. So here is my challenge to you. You're too busy to learn. Are you too busy to succeed? Are you too busy to be happy? Nope. I get it. Your mums, your dads, you're busy, you're running a business, you're doing everything that you need to do in life. And how on earth are you going to find the time? all right? This is how you're going to find the time. You're going to do this for me, and I'm going to find out if you're going to have a shift or not. You're going to have this shift within you. Every single time you brush your teeth in the next week, I want you to have a podcast in. Start off with something really fun. Like, there's a really good podcast, Crappy to Happy. It's really lighthearted. Listen to some really fun interviews. Okay, so that's my challenge. Every single time you brush your teeth, put something in your ears. I really want you to give it a go, because this is going to it's going to take you out of your rut. Yeah? Because when we're doing the everyday over and over and over, we are just doing the same thing. I want everybody out there and everybody that I connect with to always be the best version of themselves. I want to connect with people that influence me and make me want to be a better person, and create a business that I want to have employees that want to work better for them as well. So that's why I want to show you those examples of what you can do as well. All right, I'm a little bit conscious that I've been rambling on tonight, but as I said, when you're passionate about something, I just really want to get across that it's important. It's not BS. They're examples. I'm going to give you one more that just came to mind. A lot of you know I did work with Colette Worden this year. Hi, Cole, if you're watching. And she's a brand image specialist. And she said to me, we were just having a chat, and she said, people don't buy services anymore, Peter. They buy people. And I'm like, what? Excuse me? You know, I provide a service. I do this. This is what people buy. And I sat on it and I mulled it. And I thought about it, and then I took it to town. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to research this. I'm absolutely going to research this. And I did. And I was like, she is right. People do not buy services anymore. They buy people. And that started my brand image overhaul, which you all see today. My new website, my new me, my Facebook, my everything. It's about you knowing me. It creates those core principles that I learned earlier on: integrity, reliability, trust, competency, my new brand image, and all of those things have come from me learning. So if you want to be a better version of you, if you want to get out of that rut, if you want to be at the forefront, if you want to be an influencer, if you simply just want to get out of bed and have some spring in your step, I challenge you. Every single day I want you to learn something. And if you're like me and you're a little bit psychopathic and fall asleep when you start reading, make it fun. Yeah? Watch a Netflix documentary. I am always looking for something to make it lighthearted, to balance out the seriousness in my life. So if I can do it, you can do it. I want you all to be successful. Gizmo has just destroyed an entire toy while I've been talking and ripped it to shreds everywhere, so I'm going to deal with that. I didn't get a chance to talk too much about the comments because I was going with it, so I definitely appreciate you jumping in, and I did see a lot of them. So thank you very much. And listen, give it a go. Can you let me know how you go? That's my challenge to you. Every single time you brush your teeth, put a podcast in this week. Every single time you cook dinner, I want you to have a documentary on TV. And I really want to know how you feel at the end of the week, because I guarantee you're going to feel empowered. And you know what? That's just for you. There's no kids. It's just you. You're multitasking. You've got this. Gang, thank you for joining me. I had a ball. Peace out. I don't need to give you a confession. I've just given you all my business secrets. So run with it. Let's be successful together. Out.